Hey, 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 we're going to be starting in just a second. Ben, hey, what's up? Yeah, glad you're here, even if for just a short period of time. How's your day going? Pretty good? Not too bad? Great? Fantastic? It's good. Good. I'm glad. Thanks for helping me make sure that I have audio. That's always a good thing. Yes. Woo! Coming up. Coming up. Got any big vacation plans? That's what I want to know. Big? Doing it big? No longer on call. That's the best. Streams. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready for it. I'm ready for all your streams, Ben. I'm greedy for that some antics dev content. Blog posts? You gonna do any? You got a next big hit in mind? Oh, I should zoom this in. Okay, let's see what we got here. Move these things around a bit. Inspiration needs to strike. I know you only got one DL, you know? There's I feel like DL is kind of like max unused and max useful. And then, I mean, what are you going to do after that? It gets kind of complicated. It's also been around for a while. Like you could write a post on detail and that would be cool. But then also like, the most useful parts of it, like browsers haven't implemented yet. So, yeah. You peaked. Ugh. Maybe you could just double down on DL. Find even like wilder and wilder things that you could do with DL. Like just take it to the next level. Who knows? Maybe. All right, let's do this. Details are already, yeah. It's true. But you know what? I could use that. I could use that Ben Myers flair for sure. For sure. Um okay, cool. So it's 11 a.m. Pacific time, and that means it's time to do this thing. So what are we doing today? Oh, I should take this off. There we go. Because we're not starting soon. We're starting now. Alex Anderson, thanks for following. Good to see you. I'm gonna, you know what? While we're in here, I'm gonna move that right off the code because that just is so irritating to see right over the code box. Put it somewhere. I mean, it's. I'm glad that it's hype, but it's not right over the code box. No, on at your own pace, at your own pace, on your own time. Okay, cool. So what are we doing today? Today, we're kind of reviewing all the things that we've done so far on React 18. Again, like a big part of my goal for this is to kind of set up a path for what we can learn, teach folks on React Holiday. So this is just like I'm getting an early start this year. Usually I don't get this early of a start, but I'm so interested in all the React 18 stuff, and it was ready, and I have been wanting to do more streams. So just all kind of aligned, the stars aligned in such a way that it made sense to get started a little bit earlier on this. So this is the goal. So if you subscribe to this, then you're gonna kind of get some like repeats, but also you'll be invested in the product. So yeah, that'd be cool. I call it a product very generously. It's not a product. Ain't nobody getting paid. Um, yeah. Uh, let's migrate this thing. Yeah. Also digging in. Yep. Black tea. Oh, black tea beanie. Thank you. Yep. Black tea and beanie. Sorry. Yeah. So the hair is just disgusting today. It's been kind of like chaos as I learn how to produce YouTube videos for work. It's been we're working with this really amazing editor slash graphics, motion graphics designer. And actually, let me show you their work. Super cool. I'm just gonna hype this for a second. I think that's it. So you might have seen some of their stuff. Very cool stuff. But there's oh shoot, it's not on here. There is they've done stuff for like the recent, I think there was a recent video for Tailwind, and so yeah, just helping us out a lot. I'm super stoked on this, and honestly, like getting someone who knows, editing and kind of like structure for like YouTube videos and all that stuff has been huge. Stuff that it would take me just like months to learn, and like, even a lifetime to get good at. And just using someone, imagine using someone else's expertise. I mean, isn't it crazy? Okay, so today we're trying to in Stack Blitz. Cool. Everyone was shouting out for Stack Blitz yesterday. So, yesterday. So I figure, why don't we give it a try in Stack Blitz and see what happens? So I have a Stack Blitz editor open. I literally just hit like create thing. And so that's where we're at right now. It created the thing. And I have also open my kind of some notes that I did from a local migration. And we're just going to kind of document some of this into some lessons. So I'm hoping to get some titles out of this. And that's kind of the biggest thing, is figure out how many lessons we might have from migrating this part. We might actually take a look at hydration, or the Hydrate API too, because I think we might be able to talk about it even though we don't have a server-side app to Hydrate. I don't know. I have question marks there. So anyway, love your feedback if you have it. But yeah, so we're just gonna start. So the first things first is we need to update it. Update the dependencies. I'm gonna go to npmjs.org again, and let's see. We're gonna look at React. So some of the things that we need to know, like prerequisites. I can never spell that word. Is like npm versions. So one of the things that's a little bit confusing about this right now is that I suspect that we'll be on a beta version of React 18 well into 2021. So I have no expectations that this is going to happen. That we're going to see some type of version, like major version release at React. I mean, they never do major version releases. I mean, we already know that an 18 is coming, and usually like they'll announce an alpha or something like that for like in the case of hooks or whatever. So yeah, no surprises there. We're not going to see like a major release at a conference. Um, but yeah, so which means that we kind of need to talk a little bit about versions. And so let's go into that. So if we go into versions, capture that link too. Um, we notice a couple things. So next is the alias that gets us the alpha, but there's also an @alpha flag. So I suspect, and then let's see, latest is the latest like stable release, and then we also have experimental. So now I know at one point they wrote a document talking about releases, and I think there's also one on the discussions thread. Hey, what's up, Susie? Good to see you. Glad you're here. I always okay. I just realized something. I'm really curious. Like, what is like streaming etiquette uh for calling someone out that I know? Like, should I just read the name there? Is it like a minor dox if I use your name if I know who you are? Okay, just the screen name. Okay, fair. I learned something today. Thank you. I'm very sorry for doing that to you. Okay, screen name. Perfect. I love it. That is good to know. TIL. Today I learned. I'm gonna add that to my personal notes here. Uh, yep. There we go. There we go. Hey Nate, welcome. Welcome. Glad you're here. Cool. Okay, so let's see. So Nate Dunn, thanks for being here. Glad you're here. And let's see. Okay, so we have. I would have expected this to be. Let's see. Releases? Okay, so here we. Nope, that's not it. Let's just go to reactjs.org. I'm sure that they have a search, which I'm so bad at using. But let's see. Release channels. So there's release channel. Okay, so these are all part of the same document. It looks like I'm gonna capture this as well. Okay, so this document will be most relevant to developers who work on frameworks, okay, etc. So there's latest is for stable semver. Okay, we understand that. Next, tracks the main branch for React source code. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was next. Alpha, I think, is a new one. I'm gonna actually go in here just to be sure. And actually, let me move that over here. Let's see. I know that there's a discussion on releases, so I'm going to see what those search down here. Releases. Yes, here we go. Okay, cool. And then this is where they talk about the alpha channel, which is for this. Okay, so then eventually we'll get a beta. I think that's probably what we'll end up seeing at ReactConf. Hopefully, I think it's like November or something. Conf.reactjs.org. Oh, Tomo, I miss you. Uh, This is from like a long time ago. Yeah, no, this site has not been updated in 2 years. So not the source of information that we're looking for. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, so we got that. I did capture this link. Okay, that's great. Cool, cool, cool. And we got this one as well, which talks about the others too. Okay, cool. So I think we have a pretty good sense of now which versions that we have access to. I'm trying to. I imagine that in this case, what we probably want is next, because we don't necessarily want to shift to alpha if there's going to be a beta. So I think that my feeling is that we should like tell people to use the next one if we want to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so in this case, how do we do this? So how can I change this? I know that I just learned how to do this in Code Sandbox and make it work. Let's see if we can do it in React here as well. So we're gonna do React at next. Perfect. That worked. React DOM at next. And great. That captured the version as well. Yes, Alex. Such a good talk. You should link that. Oh, other thing, I fixed Nightbot to not be aggressive as hell anymore. It was for those who didn't see yesterday, I had hooked up Nightbot so that I could insert different commands. So like one of them is I just added at Discord, so we can like link to like Discord pretty easily. Um, but we noticed that it was just being just hyper aggressive about like if you put like more than 4 emotes, it was like stop spamming with emotes. Like it was just super aggressive, super aggressive. Anyway, I turned all that crap off because I ain't got time for that. Okay, cool. So we got that. Stack Blitz is super fast. I might need to refresh this because we should only see one error. And I think that the other one was for not having React DOM installed. Yeah, there we go. So I just saved. We got our errors right. Yes, spaceships all day. Let's see. So what do we have? What do we have going on? Okay, cool. So we got our warning. So this is great. So what this means is that we are fully set up on React, because now that we're using React 18, we're gonna get this warning that says, hey, look, you're using React 18, but you're also using the old API. So that's not great. Okay, so we have a prerequisite where we're talking about versions. I think something that we need to talk about next is the like gradual adoption strategy. And I'm gonna just put a note that I want to link React WG post here. So the whole idea with the gradual oh, I don't have subs yet. I have to do like I think I have to do 2 more hours of streaming this month. And if I do one more stream after this one, then I think I'll be up for it. So stick around. Stick around. We're making it happen though. We're making it happen. Thanks for following. I appreciate it. Okay, so okay, so we're gonna do this gradual adoption strategy. Linking the React post for that. This whole thing represents the gradual adoption strategy. So this is going to talk about. Let's see. Do they talk about it here? Maybe that's not the right words that I'm using. But yeah. So I'm gonna link this post because that's definitely related. But yeah. So the whole idea with this is that if you install React 18 and you just want to run everything that you have already, like exactly the way that you have it, React 18 should work. Believe. Yeah. Boom. Um, so React 18 should work. That I'm not going to give any spoilers away about that show, but that show hit me hard. it hit me hard. Uh, the last couple episodes. If you're not watching Ted Lasso, such a good show. It's like fun and funny and like heartfelt and serious and sad. Oh man, I had some real feels at the end of that. I need to write a post. Um, okay, so what do we got? Okay, so the gradual adoption strategy is that you should be able to install React 18 and have effectively zero difference to your application if you continue to use React was it the React render API. However, you will get this warning in development environments. In production, it should be like largely unchanged. It's basically the same thing. They're shipping like effectively two versions of React React DOM in this. So anyway, that's something that you need to be aware of. So how do we actually like get away from this? So if we want to opt in to React 18, how do we do that? Well, we're going to change this up a little bit. I think I like taking this out and then inserting create root here. It's like the simplest transformation I could think of. If you have a better one, let me know. Okay, so once we did that, then now the error goes away and we're using the React 18 style of renderer, whatever that means. So we're gonna, let's see, copy that. This is how we opt into yeah, so this is the after. Okay, cool. That's it. So that's really the first step. I guess we do need to talk about create root, but we'll talk about that as we go on. That's really the first step. I think that they talk about this here. Um, yeah, again, container. Now, there's a couple cool benefits to this is that now you have like this like root that you can hold, this container that you can hold on to and then like, you know, re-render to it. But also I think the other benefit is that it has um, parity now, or maybe not. Create. I don't know. I actually don't understand this whole like. So we moved hydrate function to hydrate root API. Okay, so this is the hydrate function before it was, you know, so real similar. And now, so create and render a root with hydration. Okay, cool. So they flipped the arguments. Oh, it looks like you can create a container without maybe applying something to it. Unlike with create root, you don't need to separate the root and render call here. If you want to update a root again after hydration, you can save it to a variable just like with create root. Yeah, this is why I didn't really get into it because it's always like the value of this is only if you're doing the create, like if you're doing this stuff. And I'm curious, I'd be curious to know of those of you here, like how many are doing the create root, like using like hydration for your apps, because I'm curious like how important it is going to be to cover the new hydrate root API if I'm not also like building a server that's going to call like create that page and then hydrate it later. It feels like I'd want to tell that whole story instead of, you know, telling part of a story. um but yeah, curious if you're using hydration right now in your apps, if you're doing that like kind of, you know, rendering it client side and then rehydrating, or server side and then rehydrating it in the client. Um, okay, so yeah. Okay, so the next thing is the callback, and I should probably get. It's so crazy that it's like so easy to just change that. Oh, I lost it. Oh shoot, I don't have my Vim stuff in here. That's problematic. I wonder if I can set an option. Workspace. Release hot reloading. Oh, crap. Well, this will be interesting. Okay, so we're not re-rendering anything. Okay, we're going to do that transformation one more time. We're going to take out render there. We're going to create root so we can have access to both of these. Oops, nope, app. Did I do that right? React DOM, create root, app, render. Doing not directly. I think it would make sense to teach together. FYI, you can call Travis. Thanks. Now I'm gonna have to keep a mapping of like, who's given me the okay or not. Oh, I did this backwards. That's why. Create root. This one goes here. That's why. Creating a root from an app and then rendering. Okay. Okay, cool. So we have that. So the next thing that we need to do is that we need to work on this callback thing. So problematically, wow, it's so weird not having a Vim. So this is something that we used to be able to do before, is we would have a callback and we would say app loaded successfully. Okay, so if we're in React 17 or earlier, we had access to this. Oh, can't just put a string console.log. Okay, cool. App loaded successfully. So that's going to happen after the app. Now I'm curious. I don't think that we got any arguments along with that, but I'd like to see. Okay, so this is kind of confusing. It's like the file, I guess. That seems unintentional. Yeah, so if we do get something, it's like being called with this maybe, and in this case, it's like some node object. I don't know. Not anything that's useful to us. Okay, so the question is how do we do that same thing? Well, there's a bunch of options that they've presented with us and presented us with, and so we can kind of go that route next. So let's see, replace render callback. So that's one of the next things that we'll need to do is how do we handle this render callback issue? Now, the way that they're recommending is actually pretty cool, and I like this a lot, where we actually provide a callback to the app, and then the app calls it back with a reference to the root DOM node, which is really cool. And I'd like to, because they presented that as the option, I'm gonna go with that. I think also it guarantees, because we're using that ref, it's going to guarantee that we have a like actual representation in the DOM, which is cool. Now, one thing that I don't like is that it actually like changes the app, and so I might just do this. We might change it to just put a little wrapper around the app. So instead of doing this, so this is the before. Let's copy that. Okay, so then the after is going to look something like this, where we'll take this. We're just going to add like an extraneous div here. Actually, wait, I got to change the, so this is, I'm going to go back into this one. We're going to add an extraneous div. I know, it sucks. The other solution has the benefit of not doing this, but I don't know. Oh, but we might need a component, right? Let's see. I guess we can just create a function like this. Okay, so we can just do it like that, which is kind of cool. That way we don't have to actually like pass a prop. This is maybe the easiest way to guarantee that, and then also like get the DOM node. So if we say app loaded to, and then I know I'm going to use the old string type just because I don't have Vim and I didn't want to jump around and move all the quotes or whatever. But let's see. I think that's how refs work. Is that right? Nope. Dot. Nope. Dot tag name. I didn't pass my DOM education. Okay, cool. So we have that. Everything's good. I mean, this is kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I could find a better way to do that, but we can see now that we actually have access to that DOM node, which could be helpful. So this is the first after. Now we actually ran, so in a previous stream we ran a bunch of experiments on this, which was really cool. Yeah, use the no script. Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good point. We had done this. I mean, it wouldn't go to the container, but yeah. So this is something we did last time, which was kind of cool. So we changed this to no script, and we wrapped it all in a uh, what is that called? A fragment. Did I do that right? Fragment open, fragment close, app, no script like that. Save that. And so we were able to just kind of put this as like a sibling tag. In this case, you probably wouldn't care about the node if you're just kind of like making some extraneous like throwaway node. However, you do have reference to the fact that it is rendered. You guarantee that it like actually like spits something out of the page if you're getting a ref. So yeah, so that's one of the alternatives that we talked about, which is kind of cool. Put that alt. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was a good one. Okay, cool. So let's do this. What is the next step? I love this. So we're making progress. We have. Okay, so that is kind of the end of this document. So what do we have so far? We have effectively like 3 concepts. We have to, or 4. We have to talk about versioning. We can talk about gradual adoption strategy, how to opt in, and then how to replicate the render callback, um, which is cool. And then we may do an additional lesson on that. There was another thing that I thought would be interesting, which was showing something that they talk about, which is rendering to this root multiple times. I think an example that we could do with that is here. I'm gonna insert something. So re-render to root container. So this is an example of how you can, Okay, so if we have this, so we have this set up. So we're gonna split this now. We're gonna split create root and render. We're gonna say let root equal create root, and then this will be root. Actually, let's call this React root. Okay, cool. So now we could do something like this if we wanted to. Um, see, just put a div with the time. Okay, so like, what if we wanted to like continue to render to this component? So this would be an example of like a component kind of getting some kind of state from outside of the component tree. And so we see this a lot with the way like a lot of state management uh, things work. Um, so we can do like set interval, um, run this at every 100 milliseconds. Yeah, and let's do that every second because that's going kind of fast. Cool. So we see this increment at, well, not exactly, but roughly every 1,000 milliseconds, which is kind of cool. Let me copy that example as well. It's kind of an interesting one to show how we can use that route and then just continue to render to that created route. Okay, cool. So we got that. So we got React. So that, and that. Let me see if there's anything else from over here that we wanted to. So we got re-rendering to that root. Hydrate. I think I'm gonna hold off on hydrate, but maybe come back to it. Create root. Okay, so now that brings us to automatic batching, which is some of the stuff that we talked about yesterday. Okay, so what do our lessons on automatic batching look like? So some of the challenge with batching is that we're gonna have to create a handful of examples. So this is gonna be, I have to change this back to just rendering the app. Any questions so far? I know that we've got like kind of a light crew today. So if you have any questions, then like, now's the time to ask them. Okay, so we got our app. So let's go back into our app code, start editing and see some magic happen. I love that. Okay, so the first thing is that we'll need an example of like what, let's see. So button type equals button. I was actually thinking last night about an example that it's like very trite, but I think it could demonstrate like why you would want to keep these things in sync, um, even though you would never actually do this in production code. Yes, what time is it right now? Well, I can tell you in day.now. Uh, oh, shoot, I forgot to. What's up, Pedota Palman? Good to see you again. The current time is 163475486888860. I should do that in like announcer voice. The current time is 1634754888977. Oh shit. 722. Okay. Um I know. As soon as I start saying it, it's out of date. Okay, so what I was thinking for this example is um I was thinking about having a what was it? Yeah, count and then let's see, is even dot to string. Yeah, time is a time times the construct. Let's see, is even dot toString. Is that how I do that? Oh yeah, well it's not a value yet, right? So okay, so let count equals 0. Actually, let's start with 1, and then let is even equal. One is an odd number, yes. So 1 false. So one thing I was kind of thinking is that the whole value of making sure that some of these things are batched is that we can ensure that these state changes happen in tandem. Now, obviously, if I was writing this code, I would actually just like introspect the number and kind of run some calculation to see if it was odd or even. But if we have them in two separate pieces of state, we can kind of immediately see the value of ensuring that there's no point at which they go out of sync. And so we kind of have this natural understanding of like, oh, this is why batching is important, even though it's kind of a contrived example. Curious what your thoughts are. If you think there's like something better that we could do, maybe something that isn't just like a count. But I do think that there's some value to, even though it's contrived, making that connection of like, we always want these to stay in sync. Uh, oh, let's talk about time for a second. Sorry, since y'all are on time. Um, I had this. I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about how, like in movies, they kind of like represent, they'll show you like this happened in like Harry Potter. It happens in like some of the like Marvel movies where they'll like show a person and they'll show these kind of like, you know, that whatever that effect is when you're like seeing someone in the mirror, and they'll show you like all the kind of, versions of the past, right? And then kind of like all like coming up to that moment, right? And then I was thinking about like that extended into the future, right? Like if you're in like you see yourself in two mirrors, like one up front and one behind, and it kind of like, goes on indefinitely or whatever. You're only able to see the past. And the reason you're able to see the past is because light is the past, right? Like light is always a representation of the past. And so because there is some type of like speed with light, light only ever shows you the past, like ever. And I was thinking like, what if like future is all like in the dark, like dark energy? I don't know. Y'all probably know more about that than me, but I was thinking like that's kind of wild to think about. Like our whole experience is light, but like, what's in the dark? And like not dark like in, turn the lights out, but like dark as in like, the counter force of like light energy in the universe. Um, yeah. Yeah, when raised on the dark side of the island. Yes, that's another one. Star Wars, exactly. Yes, just like that. Okay, so an idea here. You have tags and you assign them. So list of unselected tags and another list of selected tags. If tag is selected, oh, okay, yeah. Disappears from unselected. Start. Oh no, you're starting a fight. Starting a fight. Um, I Yeah, I can't decide how I felt about those movies. I think I enjoyed them because they were in a universe that I thought was fun, but and I thought some of the technology, some of the filming stuff was really interesting. I will say this, I think that The Mandalorian is my favorite Star Wars property that has come out since like the original Star Wars movie. Or not the original, Empire Strikes Back, which I think was the best Star Wars movie. Star Troopers. Yeah, Rogue One's cool. Rogue One is really cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, so we have this yeah. So Pedota Palmen, I like that idea of having like selected and unselected. My concern with that is whether or not I can capture it in like a few lines of code. So I might explore that at a later time. Because something I like about having just two states is that it's like I can easily just in like just like 30 seconds explain like this has this state, this has this state, and we're just like showing both, and we're going to update both of them together. I worry that if we had like lists of things, that it would be a little bit challenging to understand, but maybe we can get there. All right, cool. So let's make these proper state values here. React.use state. Okay, cool. So we have this. We click, nothing happens. So we're going to add our callback. So on click, which I still think is hilarious that it's called on click, when we have so many mobile users. But it is what it is. It is what it is. What would a device agnostic event for an action be called? Uh, don't underestimate us. It's true. It's true. Let's yeah, we could let's try it. If I understand the idea, I think we could probably do it. Let me get this one up and running real quick, just so we have kind of a skeleton for what we need to do. So handle click. Oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. Then I'm gonna create a handle click function. And actually, I was thinking about this the other day too. Is that it'd be nice to put the handle click outside, and the reason for that is that we can it will force us to not use the local variables for. Oh wait, can I do that? I can't do that because I'm gonna need. Yeah, well, it was a good idea. I was gonna say it would force us to not read the values from like the local scope, but to actually provide a function that like takes the value and then manipulates it, which would be kind of, or uses it to create a new value. Um, Also, hit me up in was it hit me up in, if you're in Discord, hit me up, and whenever I post this, I will, if you want to, want an attribution for helping out with this, let me know, and we'll make sure that whenever I put it up on like GitHub or whatever, that we get you properly attributed for all of the help that you've given me. So update is even. So we have this function, and this is going to update count. And then we're going to do another thing, which is to update is even. With not. All right, cool. Cool. So we got this button. A rubbing sound. I don't think I made a rubbing sound. I mean, maybe it's the click. Can you hear the clicks? Use callback. That's interesting. I actually haven't used callback in a while. Um, yeah, hit me up. We'll get you that attribution in there. Let's see. Let me React.js use callback. Oh man, how is React.js.org not the first result on this? This is nuts. How is it not a result at all? It's probably a Gatsby site. Sorry, my bad. um, oh, was I in Bing? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, because I'm using Microsoft Edge because I'm trying to do more stuff in Microsoft Edge. Yeah, yeah. Bing sucks. Let's try Google. Let's see what they. If I do, what was it? React.js, React.js, callback. Ah, see, Google does it right. Google does it right. Sorry, Gatsby. Sorry for calling you out. Um, okay, so what was I doing? Okay, so this is what we got here. Also I have to I am like was it on call with Chromatic today. So I'm gonna have to be peacing out pretty soon after 12:15 today. I'm so why am I on edge? I am on edge. I'm always on Edge. No, I'm on Microsoft Edge. Just because I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I thought some of the dev tools looked interesting. I am trying not to. I'm trying to find more and more ways not to use Chrome, and it seems like Mozilla is like imploding. So I don't know. I thought it would be a way to use Chromium, which is a browser that I'm familiar with, but not using Chrome, which I really hate. um yeah, the less Google I can have in my life, the better. That'd be great. So search Microsoft rewards. I don't want to miss out on all those sweet Microsoft rewards. How do I change this? Default Bing. DuckDuckGo. Let's see if DuckDuckGo is any better. After I just went on a whole thing about not wanting to let's see, React.js, use callback. I think DuckDuckGo is what I have set up in Safari. Oh man, I swear, is the only one that has like a first hit on these is like Google for React.js? I mean, I guess it's what, five or six? Stupid. Stupid. Yeah, DuckDuckGo. Yeah, I know. I wish, yeah, I keep waiting for Safari to be like actually useful as a dev tool, and I can use it for some things, but without add-ons, and I know React.js, like they have no intention of like porting the add-on, at least up to this point, porting the add-on to Safari. Bummer. Check Brave. Oh, that's a good point. I should give Brave a try. I should give Brave a try. Thank you. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we have this. We're talking so much shop. We're not even getting very far. Okay, so we have this. I'm gonna copy and paste this as our one example, but then I'd like to try Pedoto Palmin. I'd like to try your idea of having selected. So I'm gonna scroll back and check that out. Oh, do I have a equals equals in there somewhere? Oh, Edge not equal Chrome. Yeah. Chromium. The browser engine. I think that it just uses Chromium under the hood. But yeah, it's definitely not Chrome. Um, I thought you were talking about triple equals in my code. And I was like, I don't think I was using it. Okay, so what do we got? We got so this was for the so like kind of like a basic example of batching. So what do we have? Check Brave. Okay, so I need to get back if I can find my thing here. I need to get back to where your suggestion was. So you have tags and you assign them. So list of unselected tags and another list of tags. If tag is selected, then it disappears from unselected. Okay, let's try it. Let's see. I have this copy pasted, so I think we can just kind of like start over, right? So what would we do here? Maybe like a unordered list of. Yeah, I think this is gonna be. I worry this will be a little much. So let's call this like available tags. Tags. available tags. Gotta open that mouth up. Let's see, dot map. Oh, I guess I can solve that with state. Ooh, I'm worried. I'm worried. Actually, no, that would be a full tag. Yeah, so the thing I'm worried about is that we get into like map, because we have to like map over all of them, and I worry that, and then we have to get into keys too. So I feel like, okay, so let's sort this out, because I do feel like this would be a more robust example. But I worry that it'll be too much to illustrate just the batching point. Um, let's see what I do here. Oh, yep, got that there in there, right? And so this stuff goes away, and it's going to be like let available tags react dot use state of empty array. We got to put that in there. Update tags. No, wait, update available tags. Got to put that prefix in there. Okay, so we have this, and then let's put just like let's put everybody who's in there. I don't know why I didn't give you the strings, but yeah. So okay, so you all are in, and then as we click them, like what does it look like? Don't use Safari. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, I like building stuff, so this is fun. Okay, so we have. Okay, so let's. Oh, you know what we could. Available tags. So we're gonna copy this, and so I guess these aren't like tags, right? I mean, I'm gonna stick with tags for now, just because I don't know how to change all of those in I don't know how to change all those. So we're calling users tags. This is how like bad code gets written, right? Is just like I'm too lazy to rename it. Okay, so we have that. So these are going to be nothing. So this will be empty. We want to kind of duplicate this. Put that. Oh, not that one. Got two. Okay, H2. Selected H2. Available. That's how my kid says it. Available. Super cute. Okay, so then I duplicated these, so then these are going to be selected. Let's really mess things up, and now we have two naming schemes. Yeah, available. I love it. Yeah, so we're gonna move these items between these lists. So what do we have? And so I need to change these to, so I'm gonna put a button inside of these, I guess. Type equals button. Okay, and then let's see. I guess these need a. For now, we could just use the tag as the key, right? Key equals tag, which would, I mean, I guess we weren't seeing the error, so it's not a problem that it's there. Wait, why? Oh, I gotta change this. I'm always available. Selected. Nope. Okay, selected views. Okay, cool. Okay, so then we're gonna have some kind of callback on this. So on click, You're going to select viewer. I don't know why I capitalized it like that way. Handle available viewer click. So many naming issues right now. Okay, so on this, oh, now we get into the weeds. Now I'm gonna have to do some surgery on ooh, VIP or mods. Yes. Say my name, say my name. Uh, okay, so we're going to. I wonder if I could use. Yeah, so function. Was it handle avail? Okay, so that's that. We're gonna now this. We're actually gonna call this. So we'll create an anonymous function because we're gonna call this with a tag. This is gonna hurry. Yeah, wait, viewer. So we have the viewer string, and then we're going to call both of these functions. Um, update selected tag viewers. So this will be. Now I gotta actually write the JavaScript for those. Yeah. Always gotta. If it's a song I know, I gotta sing it. I gotta sing it. Okay, so this is gonna be. We're gonna spread out. No, okay. So we're gonna take out the. Was it selected viewers? We're gonna spread that out, and then we're also gonna add the new viewer. Right? Nope. Wrong. Very wrong. Okay, so how do we do this? So, oh, and problems. Oh, I need to put a D there. There we go. Viewers not defined. Viewer. Okay, so we have handle click. Oh, tug. Can I read properties of undefined reading map? Okay. Which one is that? See, these ones are going to have to be buttons too. So, properties of undefined. So, selected viewers. It's the available tags one. Oh yeah, I'm totally your. I am total dad mode when it comes to singing songs. uh, okay, sorry. Catching up. Just do set state magic here. So confused. So confused. Okay, so we're taking the state magic. What's the available tags? Okay, so I'm gonna just start back. Okay, so this function just doesn't. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so nothing happens. Okay, great. Okay, so what happens if we call update selected viewers? And with just with nothing. Okay, read property of map. Okay, so why is that Okay, so if we give it just another empty object, okay, that works. Okay, cool, no problem. Okay, so what if we take the selected viewers and then return, okay, turn an empty object. Okay, cool, no problem. And then what if we spread out selected viewers? Okay, cool. And then what if we, oh, I think I see what I was doing wrong. Viewers not defined. Oh, viewer. Hey, okay, cool. So we got half of it done. Thanks for bearing with me on that. Uh, yeah, I know the delay sucks sometimes. It's like just not enough time. The viewiest of viewers. Viewer. Um, okay, so we have that, and so then now we want to remove that from the. How are we going to do this? So this is the available viewers, and we want to return the all of the available viewers minus the other one. So what are we going to do? Are we going to use like a reduce for this? Like, I can never remember the arguments to reduce. I think it's okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna try to do it. It's like the accumulate. Oh wait. Oh yes. Thank you, TypeScript. Okay, reduce. Callback function is going to take the previous value or the accumulator and then the current value and then current index. Okay, cool. Let's see if that helps me. Okay, so we need to take a function and then that's going to be the accumulator and then the item and then we're going to say if the viewer equals the item, then we're going to return the accumulator as is. Otherwise, we're going to spread out the accumulator and add the item. Is that right? Except, oh, I need another dot there. And it doesn't like that. AV is an, okay, I did lowercase v. Nope, that's not right. AV filter. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Never let me use reduce. Never. It's never good times. Okay, so AV dot filter. Let's see, view. So this is gonna be the viewer equals viewer. Nope. Why did I put that in the string? It's like my hands just did it. Didn't even know what was up. Viewer equals v. There we go. Not equals v. This is literally how I actually program. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So we got it. Awesome. And then we can put those, we can kind of reverse the process. I should probably do a dance that I did anything in code that works. Thank you for being here to actually make that happen. So in this case, we would need a second function, right, to do handle available viewer click. So this would be like handle, what would this be? Selected user? So handle selected viewer click, that's gonna do the same thing. I think we're good. We're just gonna take this and we're gonna reverse that process. Handle selected. And then this will be selected. This becomes available. No, update selected tags is not defined. Oh, right. Oh, such terrible code. And so fast. It degraded so quickly. All because I didn't want to spend 2 seconds renaming it when it was super easy. I swear, I cannot spell viewers. Ever. Did I save it? Oh my word. Okay. Cool. We got it. We got it. This is significantly more code. But I do think that this could, yeah, be an interesting kind of example of like, why we'd want to do this. So maybe kind of like an auxiliary example of like doing this. Yeah, yeah, I don't often read code. My eyes are kind of, it's write only. I got like a write only head apparently. Yeah, I don't always read. I should. I'm trying so hard to get better at it. Um, I definitely never read errors. I swear like the more like red something is, the more it's trying to catch my attention, the more I'm like, yeah, no, I don't care. Okay, so we got this. We're good to go there. Okay, so now we should be able to see if we change this back to all of that. Let's see. What do we want to do? We wanted to see how many renders we got. So let's console.log this re-rendered. Now, because we're in React 18, anytime we click anything, we should only see one render, which is what we're seeing. Okay, that's great. Now, if we switch this back to React 17, let's give myself a little bit more space here. Okay, switch this back to React 17. What are we going to get here? I'm going to take out this because we don't need it and it's just confusing things. So we got that. React 17. Okay. Okay, so we only needed one. Oh, right, because we need to, in order to make it break, we need to introduce some type of like set timeout or something. So we can actually do this now because we have two functions. We can kind of play with this in different sides of this. So set timeout, we're going to run both of these and run this and give it, you can call set timeout without any numbers. Okay, cool. So that's great. And we're going to change this as we learned yesterday to console count. And it'll count the number of re-renders. That's pretty cool. So what do we got now? Oops. Console.count. Unless it doesn't. Maybe I got to refresh here. Interesting. Maybe that's a thing. Oh, I wonder if maybe that's not available to us in StackBlitz. Because that might be like a browser API as opposed to like something that's also implemented in Node. Fascinating. Okay, so I guess we'll just have to count them. So we got one. When we called this function, we got another one, but then we get two more when we put it back, which is what we expect because we have this set timeout, which is introducing it means that it's not getting called exactly in this environment. These functions are getting called later in the event stack, as far as I understand it. So that's actually proving what we wanted to. Let's push it back just to make sure that I didn't break anything when I didn't have, because I wasn't actually proving it before when they weren't. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the next, like, I guess, step in this is, so I guess we have to show the difference between, we have to show, batching breaking in 17, and then we have to show it being fixed in version 18. Yeah, so oh, did I not spell it right? Is that what the problem was? Whoops. Save. Okay. Yeah, definitely not working. Works if I use other ones like info or whatnot, but not count. Fascinating. Let's see. I suggest in index.js you can put render v18 and render v17 in if else, so you don't always comment. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I think also, oh, that reminds me. Whoo, thank you so much. That's super helpful, because one of the things that I wanted to show was if you had some kind of let's see, show like environmental conditional. So that's actually a really great idea, because then I can kind of show what that looks like in a conditional. So we'd have some type of like uh, so if we're gonna put this stuff, and then otherwise this goes up here. Root. Okay, so all that stays the same. Okay, so if we change this to false, oh my gosh, put out a palm. Nicely done. Yeah, that's about 1,000 times better than me commenting it out every time. That's a great idea. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, so then yes, the shown environmental conditional, because this is something that, like, theoretically you might have something if you have some kind of like staging environment and you want to test things out in a staging environment, but want it to, I don't know, you want to, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, this could be good. So I'm gonna copy paste this. Love this. I think I also might have bought the domain because I have a legitimate problem. Rebought the domain react18.com, which is, I mean, just the, I might get a year and a half's worth of use out of that. Unless it's like 17 stuck around for like what, like a whole, like 6 months or something, because it was just that one like root change before they jumped to 18. Wild. Uh, isn't count in the debug layer. I don't know. I don't know. I just know they can't get it to work, and it was working yesterday when I was using Code Sandbox. So, yeah, it does seem like I think that it's probably, yeah. So if I go into here, I think because it is, as we were talking a second ago, I think it's because it's like a DevTools based API, and this is maybe using like the node version of that. But yeah, so we'll see the count here if I open up the dev tools. I don't know if those are still relevant or if those are from before, but yeah. Yeah, the in-browser. Oh, the in-browser one? Oh yeah, so so all I have is this console. Yeah, I don't know. I can clear it and preview local. That's it. So I don't know. I know that sometimes these consoles, if I'm not mistaken, they'll actually like capture the error that is logged out. And so it's possible that StackBlitz being so new, it just doesn't even look for those. Because obviously, like, as you'd mentioned, we're seeing them in the console, like the DevTools console. They're just not getting reported back here. So I don't know. Maybe that's the issue. Different layers to show messages. Yeah, I don't like in here. Stackblitz. Yeah. No. I guess I'm not super uh familiar. Oh yeah. Why not code server? Oh, we were just playing with it. Someone had mentioned why not Stackblitz the other day, and so I just thought it'd be fun to play with it. This is definitely not Code Sandbox though. So yeah, that is yeah, that's that. Preview, open the preview editor, both. Yeah. So it's a pretty new, I don't know, thing, but yeah. No layers in here yet. All right, what time is it? Okay, 12:17. I do have to get back to work. I'm on the support rotation for storybook today, so I'm gonna call it quits here today. But I think we made some good progress. I'm gonna continue to coalesce these. If you wanted to again, if you wanted some attribution on this, the best place to is just ping me on Discord, and then when I put this up on GitHub, I will shout you out. um Yeah. Yeah. The delay. I know. I'm super sorry. I had hoped that it'd be less than like a couple seconds, but yeah, kind of a bummer. Um, I never know. Yeah, I think it probably depends on the time of day, like how bad the delay is, but yeah. Yeah, anyway, hit me up. We'll kind of get you in there. And I think that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me as I kind of, organize some of these thoughts around here. My hope is to again get the React holiday stuff, but then also um, just kind of have like a really good like migration resource for the client side stuff. And all of this stuff is really helpful. And I appreciate your assistance in making it better than it would be if it was just me. So yeah, thanks. Everybody have an awesome afternoon. We'll see you next time. I'll probably do another one of these next week. I gotta get those things up so I can like, offer, drops and stuff. All the cool Discord kid stuff. Um anyway, happiest time of year. Yeah, it's super fun. And I have some ideas. I'm hoping to do it so like on more places this year. So yeah, that's it. Y'all, thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for all the great information and help. This has been awesome. I like you. Have an awesome day. Peace.